Hello, hello, and welcome to yet another State of the Channel. Today is August 17th, 2016, also known as the year that never ends, it feels like. It's a weird year. I think the last one that was like this was 2013. I wonder if it's every 3 years, but I digress. So, I recently did one of these, probably about 2.5 weeks ago, I want to think. It was the end of June, about June 30th. Um, and last time, all I talked about, essentially, was monetary stuff. And that's because, as of 3 weeks ago, that was a major issue for me. And it still is a major issue, but I figured that after I took a week off this past week and I put a new video out today, that I would sort of go into things that I've learned, keep everybody up to date on what I'm thinking, how I'm thinking, um, what I'm looking into, what I'm looking around to see, things like that. Um, and so let's just start out with the obvious, I suppose. We're almost to 3K subscribers, and that's awesome. Thank you all for that. So we'll start with that because that's amazing, honestly. Second, last time, one of my, I guess, one of the commenters, suggested I work with YouTube's own fan funding system because there is one. And that's a great suggestion. However, for the last week, I have been struggling with it because it doesn't work. It, simply put, doesn't really work the way it's supposed to. It doesn't, for one reason or another, it just does not. Like, I really honestly don't know. I wish I did know, but it doesn't let you sign up. I spent $25 to be. Like, so here's the process. You have to first go on to Google and get a Google developer's license, which costs you $25, which you have to do. It's the same license you get if you want to develop on the Google App Store. The reason you have to do that is because you have to set up a Google Merchant account. I'm not sure why you need to be a developer to get a Google Merchant account, but you do. And then once you do that, you're supposed to link that to your YouTube channel, except for some reason the two programs don't mix, and they don't connect very well. And after talking with people at Google, or at least on their forums, apparently, I'm not the only one who has this problem, and it's been happening for months, and nobody knows why it's happening. So until then, I have no way of using this system, and that kind of sucks because obviously I have bills to pay too. As much as I love doing this, and I do, you know, doesn't really help me very much if I end up being homeless because I'm still trying to find work and still trying to do this. And this is kind of a hobby, and I like doing it. And from day one, this was sort of the only money I would like to do or get from this channel essentially is enough that I could like upgrade my equipment and make better stuff because that's what I've always wanted to do with this. Like I've never sat down and gone, I'm gonna live off this. That wasn't never my intention. But things being what they are, I got a bunch of other suggestions. One being Patreon. And I've always been hesitant about Patreon, mostly because I don't know what I would give to people. Like the whole thing about Patreon as a system, and it's a good system, but it's really made for like artists, and it's made for people who can like give back, I guess would be the way to put it, to the people who support them. So, like on one hand, I don't know how I would do that because all of my videos are up online for free. So, like I don't know how I would upload them so that they would be like earlier for people if people would want that because I make such a big like a large variety of videos for so many different people. Like I don't know how I would do that. I honestly have no clue how on earth I would like give back or what the perks for doing that kind of thing were. And so I've basically like not really looked at that, but I've looked at other things. Somebody else suggested that I should go and look at something like clips for sale, something like that, where I would sell audio files that were longer. And I did look into that. The only stuff I could find was under a section called erotic audio, and I'm not sure I want to make that, although I have made a couple videos like that. I want to say that what I saw there was highway robbery, but I mean, I understand why people would do it the way that people suggested that because. Okay, I'll be frank. People on there, from what I was seeing, were uploading audio files that were like 26 minutes long, and they were charging like $35. And I was like, by that logic, I should be charging like $23 for every video I put out. Which I'll be honest with you, if I did that, it would be way literally that would probably be more money than I made on this channel in like 6 months. I would say. So it's not like that. Um, it's sort of because of the way YouTube does ad revenue, because everything's based around not just seeing ads, but on clicking on them. So it's sort of weird that way. I don't understand why they do it that way. Um, but yeah, so people were like, I had a couple people who were like, yeah, you should totally put stuff on clips for sale. And I'm like, I see why they suggested that, because oh my god, the costs on there. Like, I would never look at anything I've done and gone, yeah, I would charge that much for that. You know what I mean? Like, I never sat down and thought about doing that. And I don't know if I would feel good doing that. Um, because then how on earth? Because I still want to upload stuff on YouTube. I still want to put stuff on YouTube. I still want to offer things to everyone because that's what I like doing. I like connecting with people. I like working with people. I like seeing what people's reactions to things are. I like, engaging with them. I like doing that. And so I don't really want to do that. And on the other hand, part of me still wants to, like, there are some content things that I won't put on my YouTube channel. There are some things that I will not make for YouTube. And I've mentioned this a couple times, but one of them is, financial domination videos, which I keep getting requests for. And I'm not sure if it's like the same person on a bunch of different accounts, or if there's a huge group of people with that much disposable income that are like trying to make me make a video like that. Um, and I don't really want to do that because I feel like if I put that on like for free, people would listen to it and then they'd feel obligated. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. The only way I'd make a video like that is if you had to buy the video, but I wouldn't know what to charge for that kind of thing. I wouldn't be able to price my own content. I wouldn't, it'd be weird for me to be like, okay, I've made this video. It's 23 minutes long. What do I do with it now? Like, how much do I charge for this? Do I charge like $1 a minute? Like, am I a phone or like a phone hotline now? Am I charging, oh, it's $1 for the first minute and $1.99 for every other minute? I'm like, that doesn't seem right to me. That doesn't seem like something I want to get into. I don't want to fall down that slope. So I've looked into it. I've considered it. I want to know what everyone else thinks because obviously there's no point in putting stuff up if no one's going to buy it, kind of thing. There are certain content which I would like to go into more, certain things I would like to upload more of, things like that. But that's enough talk about money stuff, I would say. That's enough talk about wealth and my bills, or me struggling to pay bills, being out of work, and trying to find a job and everything like that. Let's talk about other things. Let's talk about the direction of the channel. Let's talk about the things that are interesting to talk about, that people care about. For example, we'll talk about things that I've been making lately. I've gotten a huge influx of people who really, really, really like either like BDSM, bondage style videos, who are really into that kind of thing, in kind of like mental bondage, which I like. I'm totally fine with that. I don't know much about it. I've said that repeatedly. I don't really know too much about what gets those people going, as it were, what they're looking for. So I've kind of been shooting in the dark, hoping that I'll get more ideas from feedback. The other thing is I've gotten a huge sort of influx from, I guess you would call it the like BBW, BHM communities, kind of, feederism, stuff like that. Those communities have always supported me, always have. And I'm always happy to make videos for communities that like my content. So I like branching out and trying new things. It's why the transformation community, it's why the furry transformation community. I've made so many videos like that because there's so many people who enjoy it and they continue to watch my videos, and as long as they do that, I'll continue making videos for it. So I'm kind of in this situation where I'm like looking forward and going, okay, what haven't I done? And what do I want to do that I haven't done? Because that's really what I'm like. I always want to create new stuff. I don't want to make the same video over again. There's only two reasons that I make a video again. The first reason is because I feel I can do it differently, and that usually is, I take the same concept and put a new spin on it. The second reason is because I think I can do it better, and usually that's only for videos I made like a year ago when I started doing like audio files. And I said, okay, well, I want to do this again, but I want to do it even better. Things like that. So we sort of we end up in this weird situation where I'm looking and trying to come up with ideas that I think people want to see, but also are different from what I've already made. Because I don't want to just keep making the same thing. Keep making the same thing. I want to actually try new things. I want to actually continue to make good things. I want to expand the channel. I want to make content people want to see. And so all that kind of feeds into, I guess it all kinds of feeds into itself, because I can't grow the channel unless I'm making new content. But I sort of have put such a high emphasis on requests, and I get so many interesting requests. Most of them I can't, I get requests for things that I can't possibly do, because they're either like so personalized, which I suppose if I was being paid to do it only for one person, I would be fine, but I'm not. I'm putting them online for free, and therefore making it so specialized it relates only to one person doesn't make sense to make as an audio file. Or it's on a topic that I don't want to make stuff on. I've sort of been debating, because I've gotten this request a lot, like, for example, gender change requests for either male to female or female to male requests. And what they think they're asking for is like feminization kind of things, those kinds of videos. And I've never been really good at those kinds of videos, mostly because it has never appealed to me directly. So trying to understand, like, before I make a video for something, I try to actually understand what it is interests the people who are suggesting the video to me, because obviously if I make a video for them and it's not something they're interested in, it doesn't make any sense to make it, because it's not going to make them happy, so why would I make it? So we end up in a situation where we get a lot of requests for that, and I'm going, okay, I've already made a video that does that, or at least has done something specific to that effect. What I think I could make something where it could be based on a trigger, which is what I'd probably do. But then do I make it just like a physical hallucination style video, in which case it's a transformation video, or do I make it more of a mental sort of alteration video? Lots of things like that. So it's a lot of thought that I put into this kind of thing. And again, it probably would be easier if I felt like I had the time or I had the ability to just make whatever, because obviously I don't. And I've sort of felt that pressure lately. It's weird when, like, I used to never care. I just sort of put stuff on, made stuff that people asked for, and I put it online, and I said, okay, that's fine. And then I don't know where, somewhere along the line, I started sitting down and going, well, would this be would people like this? Would this be worthwhile to make? And I suppose I shouldn't think that way. I should think of just putting things online. But the problem is when I don't ask those questions, nobody watches the videos. Like, it's kind of like when I wanted to balance out my channel and make more, like, things for everything, and I started making, like, more relaxation videos. Nobody wanted to watch those. So I made them, but there's less of a demand for those. It seems like the thing that people go to YouTube for audio files for is things that are different, things that are unique, sort of the same reason people like stage hypnosis, I suppose, because it's creative, it's different, it's not hypnotherapy. People don't seem to come to YouTube for hypnotherapy. They seem to come to YouTube for, like, either erotic hypnosis, or they come for, like, various, like, different things, interesting things that will entertain them. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just it sort of requires me as a creator to kind of switch gears and figure things out. And yeah, I'm kind of in a weird place right now where I want to make content, and I was sort of in a rut for about a week because I started panicking about my finances because of the way things are, because I'm in between jobs and out of work. And so what I hope for, what I look forward to, is possibly being able to put more money into this at some point. I would really like to do that. And honestly, I'm thinking about doing, like, I'm really kind of thinking about putting stuff up for, like, clips for sale or something. But I wouldn't know at all how to do that. I wouldn't know what people would want to pay for that, if people would care about that, that kind of thing. I've never done anything like that before. I've never sat down and been like, okay, I'm going to make myself a business and make myself a company and, produce content that way. It's never occurred to me to do that. And I don't know if I like, my biggest fear is I'll do it and then people will go, oh, he's only in it for the money, because I still want to make stuff for YouTube. I still want to make content for YouTube. I still want to make free stuff. I still want to do people's requests, because the whole point of this channel, the whole point of doing this was to push myself as a hypnotist, was to get people to say, okay, I came up with this idea. I want to see you do it. That's the whole reason I made this channel, was to make people happy doing stuff like that. So I'm sort of in a weird place. I'm sort of in a weird sort of back and forth pulling thing where logic says, hey, you need to eat. On the other hand, it said, my brain's like, no, you shouldn't, you should be doing it because it's fun and find other ways to make money. But when I do that, then I don't have time to make audio files. So it's weird. I'm sort of in this weird back and forth situation. And honestly, I would love to just make more money off of ad revenue, but that requires a lot more content, obviously. Okay, so enough about that. Last thing I want to cover here really quickly is collaborations, because I'm looking to collaborate with people. I have contacted a few people. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I have. And the reason is that I don't want stuff on my channel, essentially. I would link videos that other people either review my content or what have you in my videos, and that way I could attract people to them, and then also they would link it to me. And if you have a sort of ecosystem that's sustainable of back and forth, it's one way to get more feedback. It's another thing to see, okay, what people like, what people don't like, that kind of thing. Because again, this is a channel for audio files. I don't want to clutter it up with other people, basically. I want to make audio files. That's why I made this channel the way it is. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. But I am collaborating with people. I'm looking to. We'll see what happens. Oh god, I need to stop yawning while I'm recording this, honestly, because it's been like 17 minutes, and I probably should wrap this up pretty soon. So let's just cut to the final thing, and that's, honestly, thank you all if you've listened this long. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being here, for subscribing, for sharing my content with people you think will like it, for liking my videos. I know it doesn't seem like much, but liking the videos, clicking the like button, actually does a lot of good. And the reason is because for some reason YouTube's search engine prioritizes based on likes. So, I figured this out somewhere along the line, where why are certain videos of mine, despite not being, in my opinion, as good, getting more attention? And I really found out those are the ones with the most likes, which I guess means they were good. But, yeah, so if you like a video, please remember to do that, if only because it gets more search engine hits. That's basically it. I don't know why YouTube does it that way. But thank you for everyone who's supported me so far. I'm looking forward to hitting 3K. And, it's the little victories. It's the little things. I'm still amazed. I'm still amazed when a video of mine hits over 100 views. And even though most of my videos at this point now hit somewhere between 400, 500, 600 views. And I'm looking to expand. I'm looking to try new things, to find new ideas, to sort of delve into new concepts and see what I can do. So again, thank you everyone for making this possible. If you like my stuff, feel free to share it. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook down there. I post all my stuff to Twitter and Facebook. I'm not so active on Twitter and Facebook. I also, for example, for those of you who are listening now, I now have a business email which you can contact me at if you wish. Yeah, I think that's really it. And if you want to see ideas, you want to see me do things, feel free to suggest them. God, I'm so tired tonight. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and I need to go to sleep. So it's early, but I've been up all day. So, but yeah, if you have an idea you want to see, feel free to suggest it down below. Feel free to give me feedback, because despite what people think, I do want feedback. I like feedback. It helps me determine what I'm doing, what I need to change, what I need to tweak, what I can do better, and make things good and make people happy. That's my point. That's what I like to do. So, again, thank everybody. I should have more content coming out this week. So see y'all later, everybody.